Ladies and gentlemen, happy Tuesday. It felt a little weird to say.
Long weekend.
Long weekend. So we skipped Monday.
Mm-hmm. We got some complaints.
We did. My mom.
Brian Toll.
Wow.
Foreigners.
It's always those closest to you.
It's always the foreigners.
Foreigners?
Why are they?
Well, because they don't know it's President's Day. I got like DMs from Australia and Canada.
Oh,
like,
you got foreigners.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying my mom and Brian Toll were foreigners.
Oh yeah. I mean, what is Brian doing? He's not working. Every day's
said
out.
That's why he wanted the pod.
Yeah.
He was disappointed.
His schedule did not change yesterday.
No.
Okay, so we skipped President's Day because, we observe and respect our presidents. Wasn't our President's Day originally George Washington Day?
Yeah, that's according to our newsletter that Taylor sent.
Oh, I didn't read
That
it.
drama doesn't read.
It was actually a very thorough explanation of President's Day. I appreciated
Let me
it.
tell you what I do, just being honest, to our newsletter every day is I open it and then don't
For
read
the open
it.
rates?
Just for the
Thank
open
you.
Yeah,
rate.
for the
Everyone
open
else
rates.
out
That's
there,
good.
if you're not going to read it, just throw me an open at least.
Yeah.
It was good. It's very thorough of the history of President's Day. I liked it.
Okay, so let's get a recap before we start off. I think President's Day was cool. I mean, I saw a couple cool Instagram posts. What about All-Star Weekend?
It looked all-star-ish.
It looked lots of stars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chicago was popping. I mean, obviously Jordan, the Kobe tribute, cold weather.
I don't know how that tied in.
I don't know.
Yeah.
See, it looked cold. People were in
sounds
big
terrible.
jackets.
The game was incredible.
That sounds horrible.
So what they did with the game, which was unique to any All-Star game that we've ever seen, is they basically made it so that the fourth quarter actually mattered, which has never mattered before. And it got to the point where, like, you had the superstars actually caring. And they were just like, we're going for it.
Yeah. It came down to Anthony Davis with like a free throw. Did he have to win by 2 or something?
No, so it's kind of complicated.
Okay.
Who won?
Team LeBron.
Okay. But I just saw that he missed. He said he missed the free throw on purpose.
and then he made the second one.
Yeah, so the whole game came down to that.
Yes.
Got it.
But-
And it looked like people were really like fired up about it. Like people were normally those All-Star games are like just kind of people playing around. Like you said, like it seemed like I saw a lot of clips on social media of people actually like cheering and come down to the wire.
I mean, I'll tell you my personal experience as a fan. I was watching with Anthony and Amanda, and we were screaming at the TV like it was Game 7. We're like, Team LeBron, let's go. It was like that Kobe aura.
Yeah.
That things actually matter when it comes down to competition.
Yeah.
And people actually care to win.
So that's how it felt.
Yes.
Good.
I felt really like invested.
Because usually it just feels like they're fucking around. Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, let's keep that energy up.
Yeah.
I like it. I actually saw a couple clips of LeBron, and I'm like, why is he playing so hard? Like, what if you get hurt at the All-Star
Yeah,
game?
it's stupid.
No. It was
The only thing I watched the whole weekend was the roast,
What Rose?
the NBA roast they had with, you know how Jeffrey Ross does Comedy Central roast?
Yeah.
They roasted the host of Inside the NBA, so that was Charles Barkley, Shaq,
Oh, wow.
Ernie Johnson, and Kenny Smith.
That's
And
good.
it was Tiffany Haddish, Jeffrey Ross,
Where was that?
JB Smoove, like Saturday night.
Oh, really?
It was.
Did
On
you know
TV?
JB Smoove's 54 years old?
He looks great.
He said, I'm 54, I look 35.
Yeah.
I heard
He
him
did.
say that.
That was on TV?
That was on TNT. It was hysterical.
Was it?
The problem is like this. I'll give you the one flaw of like these big things like Super Bowl, NBA All-Star, Championship. They want to bring like diversity and really push like youth. They want to push diversity. They want to push women, and they force things that shouldn't happen.
Yeah, like what?
So like Lily Singh was on NBA TNT on the roast.
Yeah.
And JB Smoove's like, I want to make fun of you, Lily Singh, but I don't know who you are.
That's good. That's good.
It's not your fault, but maybe it's a little your fault, but I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
And then she got up there and like she was so bad, unfortunately,
Yeah.
because that's not our audience. And she's this huge YouTube star. No one's doubting that she's a big star and she's very successful, but it's not like, don't force it.
Yeah.
Then all weekend, they had the TikTok kids everywhere. And I went purposely to search Twitter to see what Twitter was saying. They did not like the D'Amelio family and all these other young kids on the NBA thing. They're like, what does this have to do with the NBA?
Yeah.
They're like 14-year-old girls.
Yeah.
Like, it has nothing to do with the NBA. It just didn't feel right. And I kind of, after watching the clips of all that stuff, it was a little cringeworthy.
Yeah.
Like it was just like
So my guess is the NBA just threw a lot of darts, and we just remember what was good and don't remember what was bad.
I remembered what was bad.
Yeah,
I think you might have.
I think in every office.
Because I was actually watching all of weekend, and I don't remember any of these bad things.
Yeah, but I think Dee's better at like he spots the annoyances.
Yeah.
You know, I think
Yeah.
you just enjoy the experience.
Hang
Dee's like,
it
what
out.
the fuck is this?
Yeah, you're watching the game and enjoying. I'm looking
Dee
for
goes
like,
to search to see what people are saying because he thinks they might be pissed.
yeah,
about
because
them.
like you wrote Chance the Rapper had a great performance.
Yeah.
I went and searched. Black Twitter was like when your man puts on Chance the Rapper and it's just women running to the exits.
No,
'Cause Chance-
and that's what I didn't get because I got a few texts
Yes,
from friends of
everyone's
ours.
like, Chance
They were
was
like, "What are you talking
crickets."
about Chance?" And I was like, I watched it and I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Yeah, because you're not these people. That
I mean-
think he's corny.
I think Chance was set up to be like the next J. Cole, Kendrick, like that in that bucket. And
He
for
hasn't
some
delivered.
reason, like
He hasn't delivered.
I don't think his last album was that bad,
It was not like the first
but
one.
he got roasted.
Khaled
he
and
gets,
Chance got so roasted on this halftime show.
Oh my
I
like
know
it was,
it
they were
was
like,
good. I mean, did you watch it as a fan or did you just watch it as a Twitter fan?
I just watched it on Twitter. I didn't even watch
Okay,
it.
so I watched it.
He
I
just-
watched it as like a fan of the NBA, and I enjoyed it thoroughly.
yeah, but
well,
I think like
maybe
look,
you're not cool.
that's the weird thing about the internet. This is the craziest thing about the internet. There are people like Lily Singh and Charlie D'Amelio.
They're
that
huge.
An entire group of people has no idea who they are. And then there's two ways to watch the NBA All-Star Weekend. Watch it or watch Twitter watch it. And both are equally as entertaining.
Sure.
And maybe, I don't know who has more viewers. You know what I'm saying? Like there's this new way of experiencing something. Dee goes one way. He watches it with the crowd.
Yeah.
And you just enjoy the moment.
I enjoyed it.
I don't want to. I want to hop on what's. Cool.
But man, Chance got like
He got roasted so hard.
But
on this
it
halftime.
sucked because like there were so many like Kobe tributes and like
I thought the tributes, no offense, were trash.
oh
They-
what are you talking about? Jennifer Hudson crushed it.
No, but like I wanted LeBron. I want the superstars. Like Magic spoke, which was amazing, and then they did a video montage and Jennifer Hudson sang some song I've never heard of, and I would have rather heard LeBron.
LeBron
and
already
Chris-
did it at the Lakers game.
I know, but this is All Stars.
No, but he already did it, so I actually don't even think
I didn't
that's
like it.
relevant.
I don't have to like it. I didn't like it.
you wanted more.
Yeah, I didn't shed a tear.
Yeah.
I wanted to shed a tear.
Yeah. Did you shed a tear during LeBron's speech?
Yes.
At the Lakers? Got it.
There's no way because he didn't watch it.
I watched
He
the
was at
speech,
fucking Bootsy Bellows in Miami, and I was at our Airbnb,
watched-
and
Is that
he
true?
did not watch
I
it.
watched
Is that
it.
true?
It's a fact.
Is that
It's a
true?
fact.
I
check.
watched
Can
it
you
on
just
my
lie to
phone.
us?
I watched it.
He
You want to know
just
where I
lied.
went? I watched it on Milos. At Milos in Miami with John and Mikey. N.O.
And you shed a tear.
Yes.
What's
I didn't
Milos?
buy it.
What?
What's Milos?
It's a restaurant.
It's a Greek
restaurant.
restaurant.
You were at a restaurant on the water in Miami with a tear running down your face.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Listen, so just to stick to the script, just to stick.
The tribute didn't do it for me.
I believe you. I believe you. And you have your right to that opinion. And that's why I think you guys are so great as my co-stars here because you need both sides.
yeah.
But so overall, was All-Star Weekend a win? Because from my
I think
perspective,
it was
it looked like a huge
absolutely
win.
phenomenal. The way the game ended, everyone tried. It was like
I think the game was a win, but I don't think the rest
it was
of the
the
weekend was a
perfect
bust.
tribute for Kobe. D just watched it on Twitter. He actually didn't watch it live, and actually didn't
Nobody
watch
watched
any
it.
clips. I did. So I
did.
actually watched
Very
also
few people
weekend,
watched the game.
Okay.
and I think it was an absolute perfect tribute to Kobe because you had the greatest stars in basketball trying for his legacy.
Yeah. Here's what I noticed. I noticed this people were actually playing and people actually cared about the game for once. There was this cool thing happening with like the young stars and like the LeBrons. Like there was this like thing. The dunk contest got a lot of hype. Then they did a really good job at like honoring the city of Chicago. Like I saw the Cole Bennett stuff obviously that they did. They did Off-White stuff. Like remember when we just roasted Complex Con and whatever and Virgil for not being involved? They were involved on this one.
Yeah.
And that part looked. I mean,
I think that's
Kanye
'cause
was there.
Nike.
Sure. I'm sure.
I did also see that there was like a Yeezy truck going around,
Yeah.
giving out shoes of the new Yeezy drop, and they actually pulled up in front of a a Fear of God Nike drop, or like Jerry's.
I saw kids taking off their.
Yes.
Yeah.
That I didn't like that. I
That's
think
a
that's
diss.
like stepping the line. Like I get it, like you're competitive, but like that's not cool.
Yeah.
That's like hurts business.
Yeah.
There's like fine lines you shouldn't cross,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'm not really a fan of Kanye or his decisions, but it was good to see that he was there.
Yeah.
Like Chicago came out. There was a photo
Why
I saw.
was he performing at halftime? He should have done the halftime show.
Who knows, man?
Chance and I mean, like this is Kanye City.
But you know, Kanye just
He must have
wouldn't
said
do
no.
it. You know, they asked him.
No,
first.
but he must have said no.
Yeah, but
So-
he came to the game.
So
Why'd you come
he
to the
said
game?
no. So just
Kim wanted
accept
to
it.
go.
I don't
Kanye
even-
said no to the NBA.
That's fine. Why the fuck didn't you perform? I could still ask that question.
Because he's a goof. He wanted to do Sunday
Yeah,
service
yeah,
offline.
he's a clown.
Yeah.
And he didn't. He doesn't do that. You
Yeah.
know, the regular. What do you call it? Secular. Secular is religious music or
Secular
non-secular.
is non-religious.
Okay, so he doesn't perform at secular venues.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you
Lord
can diss
doesn't bless.
Kanye for not showing up to the biggest
Yeah.
moment of Chicago history.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Buck him.
I'm sure, but he
I
got
said
he got probably one of the most shines of the whole weekend, and he
But
didn't
who
have to
cares?
perform.
It's just like
With his little trucks.
Trucks of courtside.
Yeah.
The picture of him signing Brandon Ingram's shoes everywhere.
Yeah, it bums me out. I mean, I know it's Kanye. I get it. Like I'm not fighting this battle because it's not a battle I want to fight.
Yeah.
It bums me out
I just wish you
how
would-
I feel like he treats the community and how the community treats him.
Yeah.
Like,
Community loves him.
People bend over backwards for
Yeah.
him and put him on such a pedestal, and I feel like he just shits on.
He can't do
takes
any
it-
wrong. He
well,
can't do
he
any
takes
wrong.
advantage. He takes advantage of the community.
He could literally,
literally
join the
takes advantage of the
KKK and
community.
start using the N word, and people would be like, "Man, fashion."
No, Kanye takes
Shoes-
advantage of
yeah.
the community. It's a fact.
Yeah.
Shoes are hot.
Okay, we said it. Wow, that took a turn. All right.
Did
What
you
were
see
gonna
his?
say, Pete?
Did you see his kiss cam thing with Kim?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
when
so
she tried
good.
to kiss him, he wouldn't do it.
That's the only highlight I saw of the game.
Yeah. Yeah. See,
It was the
you
most
had a
awkward
different
20
experience.
seconds I've ever witnessed.
Okay, we got to move on to some news. You down?
Yep.
Let's talk about the big thing that we just posted on the gram that everyone's been talking about on social media. Jeff Bezos. We've gave him some shit on this pod for not being charitable enough. He has decided he is going to start his own attack on climate change, starting with his own $10 billion.
I love it.
It's pretty damn good. I have a hard time. I didn't read it too in depth, but I have a hard time making fun of this one.
I mean, it's unclear how they're going to attack all the things. He posted it on Instagram as a caption, but there's no details in terms of how the funds are going to be distributed. But yeah, I mean, like, I always attack billionaires for not doing enough. He's obviously the richest man on earth on any given day. And the fact that he's publicly, he knows his company has made a significant impact on the climate.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that he's personally putting $10 billion, it's a huge deal. Like, I think it'll just motivate others. Because the private enterprise, and especially in climate change, is actually going to make an impact. It's not going to be, the government's not going to do anything, but like private enterprise can.
Here's my question. Can't he make more of a difference internally than the 10 billion could make externally, or am I seeing it wrong?
Because the problem with the company is it's a publicly traded company.
Mm-hmm.
Their only responsibility is to make money, right? So like they can't sacrifice. It's not in their company ethos to sacrifice profit for the good of the community. It's not like Patagonia or something.
But I'm almost saying, even though this doesn't look as good from a PR perspective, and maybe that's why he didn't do it, is like instead saying, I'm going to put 10 billion of my own money into making Amazon a more climate-friendly business.
Putting his own money back into Amazon to do it. Yeah.
Doesn't he make? I mean,
that's a fair comment, but I do think he's
Hands are tied there.
contributing what 20% of his net worth, because he's worth 80 billion.
No,
I think.
way over
150,
100.
I thought.
150 now.
Wait,
I thought it was
after
140
McKenzie?
something.
Yeah, it's 150. I mean,
After McKenzie?
I thought after McKenzie, he's still worth 140 something.
yeah, he's still like second. He's still the richest man in the world after all that.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, call it 10% of his wealth, right?
This says 7.7%.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, 8% of his wealth. He's contributing pro bono to climate change.
Yep.
How can you complain about it?
No one is.
Is anyone complaining?
Who's complaining?
No, I feel like you guys are pretty anti-Bezos.
That's my complaint. That's a fair complaint. My fair complaint is your own company contributes to a lot of these issues. So why don't you start at home? And if you have to, I think it's good for PR. And I think if you want to do the good for PR move, you say, I'm putting $10 billion of my own. Look, I made a lot of money off of this company. This company hasn't been as nice to the climate as it possibly could. I'm going to put $10 billion of my own money back into making sure that whatever, like Amazon, blah, 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 runs on electric now. And this happens and blah, blah, blah. It just feels like that would be an actually more effective, but maybe not as PR
yeah, that's interesting.
friendly move.
It's interesting, but he's a CEO of a company that has shareholders and.
But if he gives his
board.
own cash,
But is that not the problem, right? Isn't the problem with climate change that nobody wants to give up any revenue to actually fix climate change? That's the reason climate change, this whole issue exists, because no one wants to give up revenue.
Well, no, it exists because the regulations don't make
but
anyone
there's no
care.
incentive.
It's
for,
driven by no one wants to give up money to be friendlier to the planet.
Yeah.
That's what's driving it,
Yeah.
right? So all that I'm saying is why that is a move that to me would actually be like I just see a little bit of like, look, I'm not going to change the way we do things because we're fucking crushing it. But I'll take 10 billion because I got it, 7%, and I'll fix other people's things.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Not hating. I think it's great. I started this out by saying we've been mean to Jeff.
Yeah.
He doesn't deserve it. He's a great guy. That was my only question.
Yeah, if you don't want your goods to come quicker to your apartment, then yeah.
I care about the dolphins, Anand.
Okay.
Okay, so as long as the dolphins are happy.
I'm okay with everything else being sacrificed except my straw.
Yeah, I agree. I think we
You can
started in the wrong place.
Yeah, like you're damaging the one thing. We use straws to have an enjoyable time while consuming a beverage.
Yeah, and the experience with a paper straw is significantly worse.
Can I tell you, the other day I was at Earth Bar getting a smoothie. I have to rush to drink that paper straw because we started walking
Yep.
because it gets so soggy that it's fucked.
It's disgusting.
It's a $11, $12 drink. Like I get a brain freeze because I'm drinking it so fast. It's it's such a disaster.
So maybe you should choose differently where you get your smoothies.
No, because I like Earth Bar.
Well,
Yeah, but if you're gonna get a brain freeze
No,
and you're gonna walk away,
I figured out my new thing. I just pick up 4 straws.
what? Oh, so you swap them out.
Yeah, I just go.
This is one thing I fundamentally do not understand about life on this planet.
Yeah.
Why is it so hard to fix climate change? It's so hard to fix criminal justice, these issues. So hard to fix, what was I going to say? What was the other thing? Whatever.
Dolphins.
The dolphins, right? It's so hard to fix these problems. But damn it, when it came to those straws. Oh, what I was going to say is marijuana laws. We all know marijuana, whatever. Let's legalize it. We know we're going there.
Yeah.
So hard to pass. So hard to actually get it done. When it came to these damn straws, someone
like, boom,
fucking,
yeah.
like it is so hard to get a goddamn straw. And people really live by it. Like all
Yeah.
these restaurants know they're giving you a worse experience.
Yes.
They hold their straws. You have to ask for it. And when you ask, they bring you a shitty paper one.
Yeah.
Who got this done?
Yeah.
What mafia is breathing down their neck?
I literally am getting a plastic cup and then I can't get a fucking plastic straw.
I don't get it, man. Whoever's behind that is who I'm voting for president.
Wow. Okay.
They know how to make things happen.
Yeah.
it's fair. I like it.
Jeez. Like, I want to see someone claim that.
Yeah.
I want to be like, hey, my name is Steve, the straw guy. I'm the one responsible for
I
the
think it's
straw
ISIS.
thing. ISIS.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
All right, let's move on. Speaking of offensive things, let's talk about there is a professor at the University of Oklahoma that is claiming that the term "okay boomer" is as offensive as saying the N-word. I mean, I think you took it a little far there, Boomer. I think like.
Or did you mean another word?
Don't you do that to me. I think it's one thing to be like, hey, you know, I'm an old grumpy guy and the boomer thing I don't really like, but you're going to compare it to the N-word? I mean, it's
Yeah.
fundamentally the most
It's really
idiotic
funny when
thing.
I hear people compare things to the N-word. That is the most hateful word in, like, I don't know, probably world history. Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing more hateful than that word.
Yeah.
And when anyone, like, okay, boomer, like, I mean, that means Taylor's calling me the N-word 40 times a day.
Yeah, he just lets the N-word fly around.
Yeah, in
here.
the context of American
To be clear, I'm
history,
not. For the record, everyone.
but if you compare it to the context of American history, the N-word,
Yeah.
which is rooted in slavery, and we're going to compare it to comparing people that just are a little older and don't know what pop culture is.
Yeah.
That's literally a baby boomer. It's the name of your thing.
Yeah. It's insane. That professor now has been suspended. The school is like denying
Is he a
it.
white
Is
guy?
Pete offended?
Is Pete offended?
As a boomer or as
Are you offended?
As a guy from
I didn't do
Wisconsin?
anything.
Yeah, he's so nervous.
Are you stepping up to the mic
I
right
didn't
now?
say any words.
You just grabbed the mic. I thought maybe you were
No, I
offended.
was sitting.
Just make sure you don't go around when you're out there wasted. Don't call anyone a boomer, man.
Yeah.
I
It's
never.
a hate crime.
Okay.
Is this guy white?
I can't tell.
Gotta be, right?
Yeah, I mean that seems like a
It seems
white
like you're
thing.
grasping for paper straws here. Okay, all right. You want to talk about another little bit of outrage? Man, I hate to do this episode, but we got a lot of outrage. The Delta Airlines CEO.
Oh yeah, I love this story.
Oh my gosh. He says that passengers should ask permission to recline their seat.
So this all happened.
Step down.
This all happened because there was a video that went viral of this woman like trying to recline her seat. This guy in the back like punching the back of it. I mean, it's just chaos.
Yep.
If you have to recline, you have to ask to recline your seat.
Yep.
The world is fucked. This is worse than straws.
Way worse.
I agree.
I think straws is probably paper straws are one of the most
Offensive things.
one of the worst thing that's happened in the last 10 years
Agreed.
to
Agreed.
humanity.
Yeah, yeah.
There's like straws, then there's coronavirus,
Yep.
and then AIDS.
Yeah, yeah.
We may switch that order, but sure. I get the severity of
Okay.
what you're saying.
And then this happens. This goes to the top. This is all-time
This
fuckery
Delta CEO
by
is
the
a
Delta
fucking
CEO.
clown.
He has to step down. He needs to be removed from the position. He should be fired. The board should have an emergency meeting. If this is the airline you want, imagine you have to ask to recline.
Why is the seat even available to recline?
Yes, you shouldn't have to ask.
Why is the CEO even available to comment on stupid shit like this? Like, when are these boomers gonna realize that a funny meme, or a funny video that's going viral for 2 days doesn't deserve a CEO's comment?
No.
Shut up, boomer.
Yeah. Shut up and fly a plane.
Shut up and do whatever the fuck you do.
Yeah. So this thing, it caused the internet, like, obviously people that fly frequently know, like, I mean, I recline, like, the moment the guy goes, we're taking off, recline, done.
Yeah.
I hit the flat, or if I'm flying on a first class, flat, done. I don't even pay
The
attention to
moment
rules.
wheels leave the ground and the flight attendants are strapped in and can't come check.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
I'm on my phone.
Yeah.
Fuck you. I'm reclining.
I just want to go on record and say, when Trump gets reelected in November, it's because of shit like this.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's because people are going to be like, fuck this. This is
I'm
not
not
going to
reclining.
be my future
Yeah.
with all these pansies.
I'm not asking for reclining.
All these liberal pansies running around asking for permission.
To recline?
Yeah. Okay.
Recline as you will.
Recline at your own free will, my friends.
Yes.
That's what he should have said.
Yeah.
God. Okay. Also, just to be clear, if you watch that video, clearly the guy punching the seat is the wrong guy.
He's a
You're
dick.
siding with that
Yeah.
guy?
Yeah, he's a complete dick.
Yeah.
And he just keeps repeatedly going boom, boom, boom.
So you
boom.
watch that video and you're like, yeah. You
Yeah.
should have asked.
Yeah.
Or else someone's gonna Mike Tyson your seat.
Yeah.
Fair game.
And the funny thing is, he's like these little baby punches. Boom, 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 boom.
So stupid. Okay. Okay. Here's another thing I wanted to ask you guys about. I figured you would know because I don't know. I saw that the price of wine is dropping.
Yeah.
That's coronavirus, right?
Sure.
Okay. That damn virus, man, making everything difficult. Hard for wineries to survive. What's happening? Climate change?
I mean, it sounds like it's a lot of things. There's just a surplus of grapes. So apparently there was no real drought. There's a lot of grapes coming this whole time.
I'm so confused.
So
I thought, yeah.
there's just too many grapes,
Okay.
and there's too many vineyards that have been planted over the last like 5 years. Probably a lot of rich people that are launching vineyards, and now like the oversupply they're saying is like for years. So it's supposed to really suppress the price of wine for the years to come. I mean,
It's cool. I'm down for it.
yeah, cheap wine.
Whatever.
It's just it's going to be like, it's going to clearly affect the industry for years to come. It's similar to tequila in the opposite way, where there was like an agave shortage where it became very hard and people were saying tequila prices were going to go up. Apparently everyone's just growing grapes.
I'm going to be honest. I think this is kind of like the feeling about climate change, you know? Like we always just kind of figure it out.
Yeah. And the other issue is, I think the other big thing they're talking about is wine consumption has dropped for the first time in 25 years.
Why millennials aren't drinking wine?
I mean,
Millennials don't follow LeBron.
well, no, I think they said liquor and ready to drink cocktails, aka White Claws, have really taken a big bite of the wine industry.
But you would think that boomers are just drinking more than ever.
I know, but I think young people who probably were like
Early wine drinkers.
For example, like
Yeah.
summer, like let's say, for example, young people probably in the summer would have normally drank rosé.
Yeah.
This past summer, they drank White Claws.
I have a question for you. Who, if you just have to guess, who consumes more alcohol? Who buys more alcohol? 25 and under, 40 and over.
40 and over by like exponential.
You think?
Yes.
Now, I bet you if you do, but the problem is bars and clubs are huge opportunities. I see even grocery stores, it's definitely 40 plus. But then you're talking about
But I'm
bars.
just talking about overall alcohol.
No.
Like if you could track how much alcohol was purchased last year.
Forget just do consumption. Like, do you think a 45-year-old's drinking more than a 22-year-old? I would say yes.
I would think so, but it just makes me wonder about how White Claw can then
yeah,
have
White,
such
the
an
amount
impact.
of business White Claw. Unless I guess old people are drinking White Claw, they're ditching wine. Wine's over.
Wow, how dare you turn
I
your
think
back on your
rosé is the
roots.
biggest casualty. So I don't think red and white wine are
But
affected.
they're probably not that big of business big
because
industries.
rosé was this like bubbling beverage like 4 years ago.
Literally.
Everyone thought rosé was it.
Quite literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I
Champagne
think White
rosé.
Claw came in and took it. And I think you have your red wine drinkers, you have your white wine drinkers.
But that's old people. Like no
Yeah.
young people are drinking that anyways.
Yeah, young people aren't drinking red and white wine.
No.
Okay. Okay, you want to move on to another. I mean, here's a good one. This might be the best one of our first category here.
Okay.
Jake Paul,
Yep.
famous YouTuber, entertainer, now boxer, has decided that he is going to educate our youth. He tweeted out that our education system is worthless. He is fed up. And if he dies, meaning not when, but if he dies,
Yeah.
he wants to die having made a real difference in the world. He is going to charge our youth $20 a month to learn financial freedom.
I love it.
I hate it.
I love it.
You love it?
I think Jake Paul is the right person to reach the masses, because the masses aren't going to listen to someone in the Wall Street Journal. They're not going to listen to a college professor. They're not listening to anyone. They're listening to Jake Paul. If he gives 5 reasonably sound pieces of advice, he dropped out of the 11th grade, Jake Paul.
Yeah, but those kids are like
So here,
anomalies.
and
right?
I'm gonna say,
Pete graduate 11th grade?
Pete?
I mean, he went to
What?
college.
We've been
He
over
graduated.
this.
Oh yeah, Pete went to college.
Yeah, he went to
You
college.
went.
Pete's
you
more
didn't
educated than
graduate.
I
No,
am.
but
I literally went to a 4-year institution.
I know,
that's
but
the top
did you
25
graduate?
School, and I graduated.
Like a diploma, you wore the
Yes.
fucking hat?
Suck it.
No
I
way.
have a 4-year degree.
I want to see your hat.
Fuck you.
I want to see your hat.
Sure, I have pictures too.
Okay, post it tomorrow.
Great.
No, but here, I mean, forget if
Fuck you
Jake
guys.
Paul's the right medium to
Yeah.
deliver this message.
Yep.
There's no explanation to me as someone who went to a 4-year university and did really well, had a fucking 3.9 GPA.
Beat that, Pete.
Yeah, Pete. Fuck
I wasn't
you.
a nerd. I was a partier.
Yeah.
And tell me I learned anything.
Yeah.
I didn't learn shit.
Yeah, you just met a lot of cool friends.
No, I knew how to.
Yeah, he meant nerds. He didn't mean cool
I meant
friends.
nerds.
Yeah, we met successful friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my point is, my ability in college was I knew how to game the system to get A's.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and tell you I knew better of art history than the next person.
Yeah, yeah.
I knew how to get an A in the class.
Yeah.
Or I knew how to get an A in finance.
Yeah.
And I think it's a complete freaking sham.
Yeah, I
The
agree.
education system is a joke.
Yeah.
Jake Paul maybe not be the messiah for
I think he is the
education.
Messiah.
Here's my problem. Let me just tell you my
Yeah.
one problem. And I don't even have a problem with Jake Paul. I think at the end of the day, he's a nice kid. I think the motivation for this is another e-com hustle. He's trying to, you know the financial freedom? Scam people into thinking you're teaching them about financial
Sure.
freedom. That's how you gain financial
I
freedom.
agree, but I actually think it's the right business though.
But
for
the
both
education
parts.
system is broken. There's no question.
No, that's a fact. I just don't think that. I think so. There's a difference between saying the education system is broken. How do we educate people better?
Sure.
And there's a difference between saying the education system is broken. This seems to me like an opportunity
Yeah.
to charge $20 a month for a
But
subscription.
$20 is reasonably priced if he gives you one or two pieces of information.
No,
because
I'm not gonna sit here and validate Jake Paul's $20 a month hustle.
I am.
Thank you.
What I'm gonna
Thank
say
you.
is
I'm
like-
here to validate.
Thank you.
I'm gonna sign up.
So D validates it. I say trash. You're in the middle. Okay, that's fair. I just think like that is, whatever. I'm not mad at the guy for getting his hustle on, but I think disguising your hustle as, if you die, you're going to die having taught a bunch of kids how to be financially free. I don't think,
Agree.
I don't think we're really.
He's not
Education
dying.
system
He
broken.
just said,
I'd
if
like to
I
do
die.
a full podcast on this.
Yeah, I just think the internet has bred this ability to scam people who don't know better, and a lot of these, follower contests and a lot of there's a lot of people preying on people not knowing better, and the fact that you can just send $10 with a credit card, I don't really support that.
I also have been getting a lot of support on just going for it and getting 10 million fake followers.
Here's the problem though. We got our above 10,000 fake followers. We had swipe ups for like 2 days and then they're all
So
gone.
that's why I want to go. I'm going to go and get 10
Should we
million.
do a
You
group
can't-
chat university?
Yeah, $20.
Partner with Taylor Parker Academy.
We give
Taylor
you,
Parker Academy.
we probably give you more actual advice to financial
Absolutely.
freedom than what anyone could offer. Well, not anyone, but what
I don't know.
unfortunately Jake Paul
D
does.
gives a little shaky stuff with the Jake
Sure, but
Paul
you got to
stuff.
know that. You got to
Yeah.
know the loose
Well,
side. You got to
yeah.
know how to play fast and loose, and you got to
You
know.
got to know everything.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I agree. Okay, guys. So you know what? Take back everything I just said. For $20 a month, we actually are offering
Group Chat
a full
University is
guide
popping.
to financial freedom.
We could be the new Phoenix University. That's a multi-billion-dollar company.
I'm
That'll
interested.
probably get shut down.
I'm interested. I worry though you would buy 10 million fake followers and they would just be gone the next day.
No, 10 million will probably take what, 3-4 months? To
I feel like
go in?
Instagram clears them. I don't think all those people unfollowed us. I think they were cleared.
No, they're cleared. They said somebody explained it.
So you'd have 10 million, you'd be like, look at us, and then the next day you'd have 8,000.
Yeah, we could just Photoshop it.
Yeah. Okay.
That's easy.
You know what? Since we're not charging $20 to teach you about financial freedom, we are unfortunately going to put in a couple ads here to get whatever dollars we can. So put the ads here. Okay, we are back. Who wants to talk about some freaking coronavirus?
Woo-wee.
We got some good updates. The first update in all things coronavirus is China has quarantined cash to sanitize it from the virus. I heard the other day online that the virus can survive for up to 3 days on a non-human thing.
So they
A
are
railing,
literally
a dollar.
spraying cash and locking it up they're spraying it with ultraviolet rays or heating them and locking them up for 14 days before it's distributed again. Because any money from the Hubei province, they want to make sure that it's not spreading.
This seems really bad.
That's a lot of cash. They said it's like $86 billion of cash.
So the thing with the whole coronavirus is basically like you follow the corporations and the multinational billion-dollar companies that are sacrificing billions of dollars in revenue and profits to basically isolate themselves from this.
Mm-hmm.
And sure, we don't know what actually is going on, but we can follow the cash. So whenever you're in doubt, follow the cash. The cash is telling us that the virus is way bigger than we think.
Yeah.
Because no one's actually that worried over here in the U.S. about coronavirus. But when you look at the cash and you look at Apple,
Literally the cash.
Literally, the
Apple-
cash is being sprayed.
Yeah.
and Apple just reported that they're going to have a decline in earnings for 2Q.
Yeah.
And we're going to start hearing this from every other multinational corporation.
There was a Chinese restaurant in the Northeast that said their business is down.
Northeast where?
Really? Because
In
people are just
America.
like turned off on China
Yeah.
as a whole.
Yeah.
I don't want your stupid dumpling.
Like Mr. Chow's is probably struggling.
I doubt it.
I doubt it too.
I bet you people.
Genghis Khan, maybe.
Maybe.
P.F. Chang's,
That's a good excuse.
Panda Express.
Gosh. Okay. How about the fact that the Tokyo Marathon is canceling entries from the general public, so it's just going to be a bunch of like pro runners running through an empty city.
It's the entire Tokyo Marathon. So if you live in LA, New York, Boston, any of these big cities, you have these big marathons, tens of thousands of people do them, like 50,000, whatever. Tokyo is only allowing 200 elite runners. Everyone else has been canceled.
This is
Imagine if you were
wild.
I'd be so mad if I was trading for the marathon
This is because people could show up who have it.
because I'm sure like
Wait,
nobody
what's going
wants
to go
any-
on with cherry blossom season? Is it Goat Town?
I mean, I don't know.
That's like in a month.
They just don't want big gatherings.
They just don't want a bunch of people.
I
Yeah,
mean,
Cherry Blossom's
Cherry
dead.
Blossom is as big as it gets for Tokyo.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. It's over.
It's over.
Yeah.
So we could get to the Mon for how much?
2K a night.
We should
No, I
go.
think that's.
Yes, we had 2K.
I'm going to hear you say 400 or 500.
Yeah, I mean, we could get on the Chad travel program and just roll the dice
Yeah.
and have a really cheap trip.
If anyone wants to, if you're looking for a real luxury vacation, think about Shanghai this year. Shanghai for spring break, I'm sure, is a good price.
Yeah, now's the time. Are they letting, like, if you fly here from China to LAX, what happens?
I don't think there's I don't know. I actually looked up flights LAX to Shanghai. I think it was like China Air, China Eastern.
No, he's saying to LAX.
Like, what happens? Like,
No,
are people
there's
getting,
7
like,
cities
checked?
that are allowing people from China, and they're checking them.
When we are one of them, obviously.
Yes. So it's like Los Angeles, Chicago, New York. There's like 3 or 4 other cities, San Francisco.
It just seems, I don't like to ever think, I always think everything's a much smaller deal than what we think it is. This one seems like it might be bigger.
Yeah.
it's
I think we're underestimating what it actually is.
How about Corona Cruise Lines, man? How about this ship, this cruise ship that was stuck at sea for like 2.5 weeks or something? Nobody would take them because they had infected people on board. Turns out, finally, one stupid country decided to take them.
Yeah.
It was us.
Yeah.
We did it.
We
Not
got-
only us, they're in California.
14 Americans who were tested positive are welcome on U.S. soil. We won't let illegal immigrants, but we'll give 14 people of coronavirus.
Oh my gosh. Why did we take them? Because
I think they're American citizens.
but the majority?
But it's also crazy. I mean, that's also kind of scary how quickly they contracted the virus.
14 got around that cruise ship?
Boom.
Oh man.
I'm impressed the amount of people that have continued to go on cruises.
Are
Not
your
us.
parents? Didn't you say your parents were
Yeah,
going?
they're like considering going on a cruise like in next week, 2 weeks. I was like, don't you know what's going on?
They don't care.
I think older people love cruises so much. There's no way a virus is getting in there.
I've never
No,
been on a
no,
cruise. Have you guys?
No.
But on a cruise, I was when I was a kid.
Really?
Ohio loves cruises.
Yeah.
Where was your cruise?
I think out of like Orlando.
To
Where'd you
where
go?
though?
Probably the Bahamas.
Bahamas, yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Pretty fancy.
Yeah, very fancy.
All you can eat. That all you can eat just gets Pete just
Yeah.
That's the Midwest right there.
I mean, there's a
They're
photo
like, all
of
you can eat,
me.
all you can drink?
Yeah.
Sign me and my 12 friends up.
I have a photo of me when I was like 8, and I have like a life jacket on, like from the room, like just being a dork. And it looks like a jail cell. Like it looks horrendous where we were staying. But yeah, people love cruises. But so you're telling me that probably what happened is, we're obviously speculating super heavy, but is like one person got on that cruise with coronavirus.
Yeah.
And
Just spread.
infected 14 people.
Yeah.
No, but it's way more. But it's 14 U.S. citizens.
14 U.S.
No,
citizens.
there's probably like 100
Hundreds of people got it, though.
Guys, I'm sorry, you got to sink the boat.
Yeah.
You got to send it out to sea and sink it. There's a fake I think it's fake. If it's not fake, holy fuck. But there's a video online of
The chain gang?
No, people with guns supposedly shooting infected people in China.
No, that's definitely fake.
I don't know, man. It looks pretty believable.
I mean, in China, they'd probably
in Wuhan,
Yeah.
there's people with like full masks and stuff with like AK-47s walking down the street, and you just hear gunfire in the background, and it's real sketchy.
China,
It could be happening. You would never know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. All right. Now we got to talk. Let's get into some quick technology business news, and then we have our millennial. Are we going to do our millennial word contest?
Sure.
Okay, it's on here.
yeah.
Okay, HQ trivia was all the rage in our office. I'm sure in pretty much every office. It was where every week? Was it every week or every day?
I'm actually writing a newsletter, so I have all the information on
Yeah.
it every single day at 6 p.m.
Okay, every day at 6 p.m. Yeah, like anyone could jump on. They would ask you these questions. You would answer them. If you failed, you got kicked out. As you went along, you kept going to harder and harder levels, and then you had a chance to win what?
You could win anywhere from $200 to $40,000 if you answered 12 questions correctly.
Yeah.
The thing was, if multiple people won, you'd split it with them. But
Yeah.
some people won $20, $25, $30,000 in one game.
Amazing. Okay, so this seemed to me like it was absolute genius.
Yeah, it was a great idea.
The beginning of a new revolution. And literally every day at 6, our whole office would jump in and they would all try to help each other so one person could win. Nobody ever won. They're done.
Yeah.
They're knocked out. They didn't get to the next level.
No, it's over.
They didn't win the 40,000. What
And-
happened?
I mean, I think they put out a press release saying their investors wouldn't continue funding the business. The original founding team looks like they founded Vine. One of the
no.
founders also passed away. It looks like he committed suicide. Is
Yeah.
that right?
Yeah.
Drug overdose.
Drug
yeah.
overdose.
Drug overdose. So it has like a crazy, like kind of sad story to the business. I actually think it's a really clever idea. It's just not a $1 billion business. It's just a good idea that should exist and should be something that people play and like, it should be a part of popular culture. It just people just got ahead of itself. The new Facebook. No, it's a bunch of idiots answering questions. It's not Facebook.
No, so the way I look at it is basically you have the ability to compete with Facebook, Instagram, Google, YouTube is virtually impossible. And the only entry that we've seen in the last couple of years is TikTok. But that was a $75 billion company with billions of dollars of engineering and billions of dollars of marketing that was able to actually make a dent.
Uh-huh.
So the ability to take consumer-facing people away from the products that we are all like daily using is really freaking hard. And TikTok was able to do it to an extent, but that was because it was a $75 billion company.
Yeah.
So to think that HQ Trivia or whatever the next fad is going to come in, it's really hard.
But don't you think that HQ Trivia is a totally different like area than Facebook, Twitter, Instagram?
So the way I look at it is
it's gaming.
you're taking mind share, right?
But aren't you taking like it's kind
You're
of more
taking
like,
mind share, right? So you have Fortnite, you have all the esports, and then you have Facebook, Instagram, YouTube.
Yep.
So how are you going to do that?
Yeah, but it's also to me it's a form. I would say then it's a form of entertainment. So HQ Trivia is more competing with Netflix and a Hulu, and so it's not all social network. It's not all competing against YouTube. Everyone is competing with everyone. The NBA is competing with Facebook. Twitter is
Sure.
competing with Netflix. Like you're all just competing for mind share of the consumer. And
I mean, wouldn't you argue that we are also competing for that same thing?
exactly, same thing. Because when you're listening to us, you're not, spewing hate on Facebook.
Ah, shit. What a choice. What a choice to make.
Yeah, but I actually think the concept was actually really, really good, and
Yeah,
it did have very, very high engagement. And I think
Sorry, go.
I think it should exist, and I think it will exist. Just someone should just do it and not make it about like we're going to create the next $1 billion company. We just have this super highly engaged audience.
And that's my question. My question is from a business perspective, what actually happened, not why it happened. Like, did they just ran out of funding?
No, I think they ran out of questions.
No, they had.
So they just asked why you asking
I
questions
get it.
every day.
Yeah, I get it.
It's
That's a lot
you've
of
been
questions.
4,000 questions. What else are we gonna ask?
Yeah,
people?
yeah, you're
They
right.
had a lot of. So they raised 15 million at 100 million valuation from Lightspeed, which is a legit VC firm. So they had the runway. Their CEO is supposedly a psychopath. There's this guy Russ. Supposedly everyone in the company internally hated him, and they were gonna make this other guy, the guy that actually passed away, CEO. Then he passes away a month later. Then they wanted to make Scott the host of it, the CEO. All the employees wrote this letter saying, like, to the board and to Lightspeed saying, hey, we need to get the CEO out. Russ, he's a psychopath. He's crazy. And then all those people that wrote the letter got fired.
So this was way more than just a mind share issue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
and
bad business.
And even Scott, the face of it. Let me pull up this tweet.
This is what Jake Paul should do.
Yeah.
Stop trying to prey on kids. This is what you should do.
Yeah.
Start the next HQ trivia.
Scott says, quote, he tweeted today, this is the host, HQ didn't die of natural causes. It was poisoned with a lethal cocktail of incompetence, arrogance, and short-sightedness and sociopathic delusion. Saddened to see it finally succumb. Sadder for the good and talented staff.
Sheesh.
It's a good documentary.
Yeah, that's like Firefest Part 2.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's way different than just an ability to gain whatever.
Yeah.
Somebody has to do that better.
Yeah. It should exist, and it will exist.
Okay.
Jeopardy.
Now let's talk about someone who's really just stepping up and doing the right thing. We've talked about a lot of people, acting a little crazy. Talked about a lot of people using new, slang words like boomer that are unaccepted.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to end today with a story of true compassion. And that is the story of a business called Unilever. Unilever is the owner of brands like Ben & Jerry's, Breyer's Ice Cream, Klondike, Good Humor.
Magnum.
Lots of just very, very unhealthy foods.
Just Pete's childhood in
Pete's childhood. I mean,
one brand.
Yeah, absolutely. And they have decided that they are going to stop marketing to kids in an effort to end or curb childhood obesity.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I like it.
I like it. It
I know
feels
it's a
like
PR
something
move.
must have happened, though. Like, you're going to go out on your own. This is kind of like what we were talking about with Bezos or with any business. It's like to just go out on your own and say, we're going to potentially really hurt our revenue for the good of mankind. I hate to sound so jaded, but it sounds like, what caused that?
Diabetes.
Diabetes. You think they just got sick of seeing like childhood
Obesity and diabetes are such a crazy impact on this earth right now, and it's obviously from diet. And I mean, I'm sure they have a whole portfolio of products and brands that are now healthier, cleaner versions of their worst products.
Yep.
So they're probably hedging themselves on the future. There's always an agenda why they're doing it and whatever. But I mean, at least they're doing it.
I agree.
And
Yeah, at least they're trying. And the reality is, healthy foods, until the costs come down, it's not going to be accessible to everyone.
Yeah.
So till then, have a Klondike
What would you do
for a Klondike bar.
Yeah.
Let me tell you
You little
something.
pig.
Those like pig brands. Those pig brands make incredible commercials.
That could be the new commercial. I know they're the best ones at
I know.
marketing.
They're so good. Like when you see like an ice cream, a Klondike, a Coca-Cola.
But no, the sad thing is, if you want to be real, it's like if you're a family that, is strapped for cash and finances, what are you going
Klondike
to do?
bars.
You're going to go with what's affordable that actually fills your kid.
Yeah. Fill that kid up with Klondike. Well, at least he'll stop.
I mean, we're laughing, but it's sad.
Yeah. It
No,
is.
What would you
it's actually
do
sad.
Yeah.
for a Klondike?
Yeah, it is true. It's messed up. That is messed
It's
up.
messed up.
Yeah. That is something that I wish. Yeah, whatever. I'm going to stop complaining. It just seems like someone could put up $1 billion in some big charitable move to figure out how to make healthy food
Healthy
cheaper.
Klondike.
Yeah, just like it is really an issue of like, if you have starving kids and you can buy a 20-pack of Klondikes for like $7.
But ice cream should it's also almost like I wouldn't mind if ice cream was illegal till the age of 18. You just don't need to eat that shit.
I know, but I do get the real.
Sure.
I'm not saying it makes it okay because there are options that will fill you that aren't so bad.
But the only problem with the ice cream thing is that like, I get it if it was like fast food, like it was a hamburger,
You get dinner and
fried
dessert in
chicken,
one
whatever.
bar.
Yeah, but, but like if you're choosing to have like an ice cream sandwich for dinner,
It fills you up and it gives you energy. So you have coffee, meal, and dessert all
but
covered.
I think what you're not appreciating, D, is that there's families that don't have alternatives.
I know, but no. They have
There's a better
They
alternative
can
than
still have a
Klondike.
hamburger
Yeah.
and fries over having a Klondike for dinner.
I think it's all the same.
No, I don't think so. I think Klondike.
Look, I think that there's better options than Klondike bars, but I understand that predicament.
Yeah.
Because I think when you're strolling through the aisle of your local, whatever your grocery store is at home, you're grabbing like the cheap things that have a nice jingle about them. You know, there's no, what would you do for a bag of kale? No one cares. There's no like, no one markets well. No one, it's not cheap. You're grabbing a pack of Klondike.
Look, if you're gonna go ice cream sandwich, go get a Toll House chocolate chip. It's like 2,000 calories. It's amazing.
I don't even know what Toll House is.
Used to down those
Is that some
suckers.
fancy
Those are
shit?
so good. Those are the best.
But why do you prefer that over a Klondike?
Because Klondike is
At
disgusting.
least in the summer, a Klondike will
I
cool
don't
you
know.
down.
I will say the LAUSD had incredible ice cream sandwiches and chocolate chip cookies and a cherry coke that you see every recess.
Yeah, you guys were pigs. I can't
Toll House
believe you
was
guys
in
grew up eating such dog shit, and now
Yeah.
you're like healthy and runners and freaking
Yeah.
eat whatever. What do you eat?
So-
Quinoa every day out of a freaking
You can
Tupperware.
solve it.
Quinoa.
No, it's cute.
Okay. Do we have a word, Taylor?
Yeah, we do.
What do we got?
Millennial
Quinoa.
Word Monday. You guys ready?
Okay.
Yeah.
What is an e-boy?
That's easy. I know that one. You guys.
How do you spell it?
E-B-O-Y.
So I feel like the last 2 weeks I've kind of jumped on. I'm gonna wait and see if these.
All right,
guys-
let's see. Let's start with Anand here.
I'm big in the
You
TikTok
got to give
world.
an answer. What is an e-boy?
There's zero chance I know what a e-boy is.
D? Give us a guess.
Some dork that plays video games.
I mean, you're not far off, but that's not the definition we're looking for.
An e-boy is a new style. It's a new look that's really big in the TikTok world. Generally, they have one dangling cross earring and fluffy hair up top with shorter on the sides, some tight cut jeans, and an oversized tee. Usually,
look this up?
No, I know that.
This is almost verbatim.
Is it?
Definition. That's an e-boy is a boy who has painted black nails, wears black clothes and chains and beanies. They sometimes have their hair parted down the middle and usually really pale.
Are they actually boys?
They're boys. It's so.
Why are they pale? What if
It's,
they're ethnic?
You'd know it if you saw it.
One of the most famous e-boys is Lil Huddy, the guy.
Yeah,
that's-
but so they can only be white people? They can't be ethnic?
What about
Yeah.
transgenders?
I think it's just white people.
They can. They just are usually like they're not banned. It's not like, hey, you can't be an e-boy. You're not white. But it's like when you think about gothic people, you
Sure.
don't think.
It's like the new age god.
Yeah,
Who's Little Huddy?
Lil Huddy's the guy that's dating
It's Charli D'Amelio's boyfriend.
It looks like Justin Bieber.
Yeah, they're kind of like the evolution of Justin Bieber. I think Justin Bieber is like their style icon.
I saw he
Yeah.
shaved his mustache.
He did.
He did?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he did. That's
Yeah,
great.
Tim didn't get that memo.
I didn't get that. I didn't know about that.
Oh
one.
yeah, Tim. Just for the record, Tim. So Tim is our new producer, and he's really good at his job. Just really kills it, but doesn't really say much. And if you notice, we don't really roast him much. He kind of gets away somehow. We make fun of everyone in here, but Tim just keeps quiet. He giggles every now and then at our jokes. He walked in here today with a fucking mustache, and
Like
we can only imagine it's because he watched the new Justin Bieber Seasons documentary and felt
Yeah.
inspired.
He was like, "All my intentions."
Yeah.
I mean, Bieber live streamed his mustache.
Trimming?
Yeah. It
Wow.
was all over his Instagram.
Oh my gosh.
Missed it.
Okay. All right, guys. That's all we got. So
Later, e-boys.
later, e-boys and e-girls. This is rare for me to say, but we'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah.
So this is a little feel of what it would feel like if we did 5 days a week.
You guys got to pay us a lot more.
Yeah.
5 days.
Make sure you subscribe to our newsletter, group-chat.com. Make sure even if you don't read it, you open it. And make sure if you haven't seen it, you get it out of your junk. Hit us up on Instagram at groupchatpod. Anything else?
For the record, I got a lot of DMs. I officially have a new girlfriend. Just want to clear that
Oh,
out.
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
I'm
oh,
hiding it because I feel like if we just didn't talk about it in the pod today, people would think I got rejected.
No, you're
Yeah.
right.
Did not get rejected.
We're going to have her on.
And I got to meet her at the Run Club.
Yeah.
We're gonna have her on. We're
Wow,
gonna
you
talk
brought
about
her to the
her
run
side.
club.
Yeah.
Oh, so
and
it's
then
real
you know it's
official.
serious.
Yeah.
You bring her to when you bring your girl to the run club.
So listeners, she will be on, and we're gonna make Taylor leave the room while we interview her.
I'll be in Park City. You don't got to make me leave.
Oh, that's great.
I'm
Oh,
coming
she's not
tomorrow.
going?
She's coming out end of February.
Oh, we'll set it up. She'll come here while you're gone.
Perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
Great.
She'll talk a lot of shit. It'll be good.
Maybe we let her write a newsletter about you.
That'd be great.
Why Taylor's so annoying.
Okay, guys, we'll
Can't
see
put that in
you.
a newsletter.
We'll see you tomorrow.